and welcome to creatingforgrace.com. Today we're going to make this Santa, Detailed Santa Thinlet die cut card. It's a shaker card and it's actually really easy to make. So the first thing I did was run the Detailed Santa Thinlet, which is this part right here, through the die cut machine on just our regular white cardstock. And then I used our fine tip glue pen and I added it on the detailed parts on the back, and I added a 4x4 sheet of our clear window sheet here so that it would give it a cover to hold the glitter and stuff. We have our foam adhesive strips, and they are 4 inches each. These inside ones, I think I did it like 3 3/4, but just cut it to fit. So you make a nice square just like that. I already made up a batch of what I'm going to add to the inside here. What I did to save some money is I used our Stark border punch with just our regular white paper, and I did 2 strips probably of 11 inches to add. And then I used some of our silver sequins ribbon actually, and I just pulled the sequins off and put those inside to add some shimmer. And then we have these new mica flakes. They come as a trio pack, and I took some of the iridescent mica flakes and put them in there, probably just about a teaspoon, and made up this mixture. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to dump that right in the center of my shaker card. So all we've done so far is the Detailed Santa Thinlet, and that layer is actually cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and it's set to go inside a regular card base and leave a border around the edge. So I'm going to peel off the foam adhesive strips around the outside. The first layer of paper that I'm going to add is cut exactly the same size as this, and it makes lining up your edges much easier than trying to center it. So whatever I put on the back of a shaker card, I make sure it is the same size, and that way I don't have to worry too much about getting something centered exactly right. It's really hard to do to flip it over and be able to see the other side. So once you flip that over, here's your fluffy stuff on the inside. It shakes, it leaves some mica flakes around, and it's just the right amount of fun inside there. So next, I had a strand of this, it's a candy cane twine that's in the Holiday Mini, and all I did was I took a strand of it and I put it through here, and I left enough to tie a bow off to the side. So once you have your bow tied all pretty, and through the magic of video we made that happen, I'm going to take one more of the strips, the foam adhesive, and technically probably should have done this first, but it makes it easier to get your bow around underneath. And so I'm going to add that strip to pop up and add some dimension underneath. And that way this has something to rest against for the edge there. So we have some of our metal embellishments. Some of them are the little bells, some are the little gingerbread man, and this one happens to be a little holly. I'm going to take one of our glue dots and I am going to stick it right underneath the edge of the holly, and then I'm actually going to tuck it right underneath the edge of the bow right there, and then I'm just going to make it look like it was tied on just like that. So I pre-did a sentiment here also for the edge. I did the Merry Christmas, and it's from the bundle. It actually is the Greetings from Santa. It's just the Merry Christmas sentiment, and I put it on a 1/2 inch scrap of paper and just flag the ends. One of the things I like to do is add some dimensional underneath to give it a little bit of movement so that it doesn't look like it's so static on the paper. I'm just going to add that right across the bottom there, and then just flip up the ends a little bit. So on the very base of the card, it's a 5.5 by 4 1/4. On the red sheet that I put underneath, I went in 1/4 inch, or 1/8 of an inch, pardon me, on each side. And so that's just enough to have it show around the edges. I'm going to add some of our snail adhesive right here. And so this is the bundle that I made that went on there. So remember, this is the Detailed Santa thinlet with the white inside. I did a red layer that was exactly the same size because I wanted to have red on the background, but I didn't want to try and center it on here with all of the things inside. So if I can lay that just like that, then you still get the red around the border and then also the white on the very outside. So it works out really well. And I actually cut it this orientation so that it would stand as an easel card. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial today. Hopefully it was very easy to follow. Take care and happy creating.